Leykis Show.
We've got Bush.
And now, here he is, Tom Leykis.
Thank you for tuning into the Tom Leykis Show. This is where America gets together to talk about the issues you really care about. It's a different kind of a radio talk program. We're the radio talk show that is not hosted by a right-wing wacko or a convicted felon. No, I am your host. Write down our toll-free telephone number. You're going to need it. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. For the first time in 4 weeks, live, it's Thursday and time for another edition of Leykis 101.
Can you attend my class? It is for your own good.
I mean, a girl decides how far she's going to let you go in the first 5 minutes.
You in my class? I am today.
So how long do I wait to call? A day. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow's dinner day.
Yeah. So 2 days. Yeah, I guess you could call it that.
Definitely. 2 days is like industry standard.
Well, how long are you guys going to wait to call your babies? 6 days.
How many times you call her this week?
Twice.
Twice? You called her twice? Dan, never call a broad more than once a week. Never, ever, ever.
It's Leykis 101, the ongoing on-air adult education course that teaches men how to get more tail for less money. More importantly, we teach women how men think. I am your professor. This is my classroom. Class is in session. This is where we teach the tenets of Leykis 101. Let's go over the basics. It's a new year, 2004, and you need to know the basics of Leykis 101. I might tell you, your professor just spent some time in South America. And I spoke to a number of men who had never been exposed to your professor's philosophy. And with the proper interpretation, I proceeded to explain to the men the tenets of Leykis 101. Now, understand, I've been in Canada and Mexico, but they don't really count. Those are really the 51st and 52nd state. So this time I went to countries like Uruguay, Argentina. I was down there, way down there, practically to Antarctica, you know, where the water goes down the drain the opposite way. Did you know that, below the equator? You know, you look at the water going down the drain here, it goes down clockwise, and you assume it's that way around the world. Below the equator, the water goes down the drain counterclockwise. So you wonder, how would Leykis 101 travel to other nations? Well, I met with at least 20 different men. I will tell you, I was doing field research. And I wanted to see if men in other countries and other cultures could relate to the tenets of Leykis 101. And I must tell you, and I am not going to be shy about this, that one man after another just started nodding as soon as you would hear the interpreter tell the men what I had said. You would see them nodding and laughing and giving me thumbs up, high signs, you name it. These men believed every word, and they know that what I said was true.
Gracias.
And I'll go a step further. They could not understand why this content was not on the air where they live. Problem is, your professor has not found an air personality worthy of the material who speaks Spanish at this point in time, but when he does, your professor will start to franchise. That is exactly what I'm going to do. These men need help. While I was in South America, I saw men who, by the way, in South America, these people are into kissing each other. They kiss on the cheek, men kissing men. I mean, you've never seen anything like this. A lot of metrosexuality going on. Guys driving small, crappy cars. Amazing. Yes, I was kissed by a man, Dean, and I was shocked. Not on the lips. You know, they do that kind of kissy-kissy thing like they do on The Tonight Show. With everybody. There's a lot of that going on. So these people definitely need 101. There's no doubt about it. I mean, but you want to know how new they were to Leykis 101? They didn't even know why it was called Leykis 101, because in college they call introductory courses some other number or by some other name. They didn't know what the 101 thing meant, so they had to have that explained to them. Then we got to the very basics. But the guys enjoyed it. Let me tell you. Anyway, some of the basic tenets, and I felt like I was doing the course every single day while I was away, because every day it came up in conversation. Every day. Every day. So I have been pretty much honing my skills and honing my lecturing technique. Hopefully it will show on the air. Leykis 101 students are proud to be known as a-holes or jerks. When a woman tells you you're a jerk, you know you're doing it right. Nice guys don't get laid. Nice guys pay for dinner. Bad boys get laid later in the evening. So if you are at dinner with a woman and suddenly her cell phone rings and then she tells you she's got the case of the vapors or she's feeling tired and needs to go home early, believe me, she's going home, changing the sheets, and getting ready for some big bruiser who never spends 10 cents on her to come over there and put it to her. No doubt about it. Leykis 101 students don't spend more than $40 on a date. 0 is optimum. A woman decides in the first 30 seconds if she's going to give it up. All the lobster and champagne and limousines in the world are not going to change her mind. We don't send cards. We don't send gifts. We don't send teddy bears. We don't send any of that stuff. We don't. The first gift you give to a woman is on your first wedding anniversary, and if you're having a first wedding anniversary, you should be no less than 26 years old. Leykis 101 students don't go on coffee dates or lunch dates. The worst thing that ever happened to a 101 student is Starbucks. When a woman says, you know what, most of my afternoons are free. Why don't I meet you at Starbucks about 3? Forget it. That's a woman telling you, I'm not going to have sex with you. Lunch dates, same thing. No doubt about it. The only women you have coffee or lunch dates with are women you've already banged, because then maybe they're actually hungry and that's why they want to meet you for lunch. Even then, they want you to pay, right? You want to avoid that as much as possible. Leykis 101 students avoid paying for dinner and drinks and movies and what have you whenever possible. No $100 pairs of concert tickets or any of that stuff. Take your boys, take your friends to a concert. Don't waste the concert tickets on a chick. I'm sure we've all had that experience at least once, where you take a chick out somewhere to a comedy club or a concert, and they meet somebody else, and then you can't find them. They've disappeared. Ever have that one happen to you? Don't take chicks to concerts or to comedy clubs or any of that stuff. Forget it. Leykis 101 students always say no when a woman says, there's a band I want to see and we're on the guest list. Come. Or when a woman says to come to a party, that's like a press party or something, usually means she's banging the PR guy, or she's banged the person in question, or she's banged a band member or something, or she wants to. But in order that she will look more alluring and attractive, it needs to look like she's dating somebody, so she's going to bring you to be her beard. Always say no to that. Leykis 101 students eat dinner before we go out to dinner. We eat a nice hearty meal, and then when we get to dinner, we say, hey, I'm just going to have a salad. What woman would eat more than you? Dead serious. Leykis 101 students do not tolerate it when a woman gets a cell phone call in the middle of dinner, because that person calling is either the guy she's going to have sex with later that night or the babysitter. In either case, you don't want to be with that woman. Why don't you want to be with her if she has a babysitter calling her? Because Leykis 101 students do not date single mothers. We don't want to be paying for the next mistake. Some other guy is paying for the last mistake. It's pretty simple. Leykis 101 students do not let chicks stay over. We go to their place, we bang them there, then we get out when we're ready. We do not keep them overnight and then get stuck on the hook for breakfast, brunch, lunch, or any of that stuff. We don't make breakfast for women. Forget about it. Women are sperm depositories. They are human toilets. They are there for us to relieve ourselves, then wipe off and get out. It's that simple. Those are the rules of Leykis 101. If you have a question for your professor about how to avoid commitment, how to avoid relationships, how to avoid wasting time, blah, 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 talking, without getting to the real issue, which is that you want to see her with her clothes off and her legs spread. You want to spend the least amount of time and the least amount of money and get the most results as you possibly can. If you want to ask how to do that, now is the time to call your professor fresh from his world tour.
Tom Leykis. Woof. Tom Leykis. Woof. 800-5800-TOM. Tom.
Women of America, wake up. If you are sleeping with a man that's actually listening to this advice, get away fast.
The Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Leykis 101, I am your professor. First live Leykis 101 class in 4 weeks. We took the entire holiday season off, and now we're back, baby. By the way, good news from Baltimore. The numbers are in. And the Tom Leykis Show just had an incredible fall rating period in Baltimore. All of you listening in Baltimore, baby. Get a load of this. Men 25 to 54, we went from 17th in the market to 4th place in just 3 months. From a 1.6 share to a 5.0. Men 18 to 34, we went from 15th place to 5th in just 1 3-month period. Men 18 to 34, 15th to 5th. I'm going to thank all the listeners in Baltimore for supporting us. And as I've always told people, this doesn't happen overnight. Our success takes about 9 months to a year because it takes time for people to find the show. In the case of Baltimore, the radio station was previously playing one of those jammin' oldies formats, like black oldies. And suddenly you go, and then you like blow up the radio station. And you essentially are flushing out 80% of the previous listenership. So it takes a few months for people to find the show and for the word of mouth to spread. And it has, and everybody in Baltimore who's been telling everybody about our show, thank you. Because it's starting to kick in now. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Sandy, you're on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello?
Is that a question or a statement, Sandy?
No, I'm so surprised that I'm on. I can't believe I'm talking to you.
Oh, my God.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Tom, I have a question for you. I'm a real sexually frustrated girl.
Oh, really?
And I, if I don't make sense, it's because I'm really, really nervous because I'm talking to you. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, Sandy, it's just us.
Okay.
And the other 3 million listeners.
A while back, you were talking about kind of like a Likert scale on African American men in terms of their like worth or their dateability or what have you, right? Like a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You know how you do that kind of thing?
Well, we were talking about how African American men, many of them fall into certain categories of women, and mostly it has to do with who they can afford.
Right.
So we had the low end of the scale, the high end of the scale,
Right. My question really is could you kind of like modify that and do something like that with Asian women? Because I'm an Asian woman, and could you kind of do that? Because
what would you like to know?
Well, the reason why I'm asking is because Asian guys don't ask me out, and I'm 26 years old. I'm very, I'm just frustrated because I haven't had a date for a long time.
Are you attractive?
You're what's it called? That guy that I
Dino? You talked to Dino.
He knows. Yeah, he knows. I'm 5'7".
Dino, what? What do you mean he knows? Has he seen you?
No. He took my stats.
Oh, but all we know is things like how tall you are and stuff, but we don't know if you're hot.
I don't know how else to describe. I mean, I don't know how else to prove to you unless I.
Oh no, well, you could certainly come down and show us. But you don't have to prove it. I'd love you to prove it, but we're just asking you. 1 to 10? Are you hot?
I'm too modest to say I'm a 10.
Yo, come on. You're on the phone. You're anonymous, Sandy. I don't even know if your name is Sandy. Go ahead. Tell us.
Well, can I? If I tell you my stats, I guess you could tell me. Because
but
okay.
you realize you might have a great body, but be a butterface, for example.
Okay. Well, a 9.8.
Are you really?
Yeah, and I don't know how you actually score these things. Like, if a 9.8 is like a Halle Berry to you, obviously I can't be compared to someone who's in movies. I'm just a regular girl.
Well, there are hot chicks who are not in the movies who could be in the movies, for example.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm in shape, and I take care of myself. To me, I think when I look in the mirror, I feel like I'm attractive, but I guess a lot of women probably think that. But
when you say you're having a hard time getting guys to ask you out, first thing I need to know is if you're hot.
Well, this is the problem. The hard thing is that I'm too tall for most Asian guys. I feel like a man.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'7". And that's which is average in America, right? When I wear my heels and go out, I'm 5'10", and basically 5'10" is like man size to the Asian community. So you're what kind of Asian? I'm Korean.
Yeah, Korean chicks are the biggest Asian chicks there are. There's something genetic. Tallest, largest breasts.
What do you mean, like big, like fat?
No. I'm tallest and the largest breasts.
Oh.
Like you don't see Chinese women 5'7" with large breasts.
Well, I was blessed. I have good genes from my mother, so so in terms of like my body, that's no problem. And in terms of my face, that's no problem. I'm just frustrated because nobody asks me out, and
you only want to date Asian guys.
Not anymore. I'm 26 now, and I'm not getting any younger. And
so you tried dating only Asian guys, and you couldn't get enough of them interested in you because you were too tall for them.
I'm too tall. Yeah. And when I wear my heels, I'm like 5'11", and that's how much all those guys go up to anyways, and I'm like at head length with them. Yeah,
you don't see a lot of Asian guys who look like Dean Cain or somebody like that, you know?
Oh my gosh, yeah. No, nobody looks like that.
No.
Well, the ones that I've seen. And I don't mean to generalize,
Sure you do.
Oh.
And so do I.
Well, yeah, because I might offend a lot of your listeners.
Oh, don't worry about that. I offend them every day.
Oh, okay.
You can offend anybody you like.
Yeah, well, but I'm not trying to insult them, but I'm just telling that's where I'm coming from.
I understand.
That's my experience.
All right.
So,
all right, well, hang on, Sandy, we got a break coming up. I don't like the whole calls, but, all right, hang on. We're going to try to help you here.
Okay.
All right, hang on. Sandy, Korean, a 9.8. Can't find guys. All right, we'll try to figure this out as we continue on Leykis 101 at 1-800-5800-TOM.
This is the Tom Leykis Show.
Oh, yes. It's Leykis 101 at 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number, Leykis 101. Continuing now, and we have Sandy, who we've been talking to here. All right, the bottom line here, Sandy, is you've been trying to date Asian men, but you feel you're too tall for most of them. They won't ask you out.
Yeah.
So now you're moving on, and you're ready to look elsewhere. Now, do other races ask you out?
Yes, they do, but they are like 50, 60, 70-year-old men. And
where do you hang out?
Well, I'm a student, in the Long Beach area.
Where are you meeting 60-year-old men at a university?
Well, I had an experience because I also, I'm like when I'm on and off school, I work at Nordstrom's. So over there, shoppers.
Uh-huh.
And, usually the more mature men come and talk to me, and they're very handsome and very established and well-to-do, but it's not hitting it for me.
Well, you probably need to start going to some places where younger people hang out.
Yeah, like bars and stuff.
Bars and stuff?
I'm just not into bars.
I understand, but you don't have to drink alcohol. If you're not into alcohol, that's fine.
Right. Okay.
But, bars, clubs. Also, what are your personal interests? What are you interested in?
I like rock climbing. I like the outdoorsy thing. I like going to zoos.
Did you? Well, that's that. Well, that's generally going to the zoo is something you do when you're first dating somebody. Let's go to the zoo. And then after that, you never go again. But that's not, you couldn't go to the zoo and hang out and wait for someone to show up. Good places to meet young people include, you like rock climbing, you like hiking. There are in Southern California many clubs and groups where people get together on a Sunday morning early and they go mountain climbing, rock climbing, hill climbing, whatever. You should start getting involved in activities that involve stuff that you like. And then you will meet the kind of people that you like. I'll give you an example. I have a wine cellar, and I love good wine.
Okay.
All right. But if I go to a bar, I meet chicks who drink Long Island iced teas. So one good way to meet chicks is to go to wine dinners, to go to wine tastings, to go to the wine events. And there's lots of them around. And they're listed in the newspaper, and you can get on mailing lists for this stuff. Now, I'm not saying wine is your thing, but whatever. Make a list of what your own interests are.
Right.
And then start doing those things. But like in some organized fashion.
Okay.
I don't know if you like going to museums. I do know that the L.A. County Museum of Art, which is a bit of a drive from Long Beach, but there it is, LACMA, they have a group called Muse. And it's a group they're trying to get young people interested in the museum, and they have all kinds of parties with bands, and you go and you look at the various exhibits, and sometimes they have late-night tours through the museum, like, Friday night, midnight. And then they draw a much younger crowd than would normally go to the museum.
Okay.
Now, I'm just giving you these as an examples. I mean, these may not be things you personally are interested in, but the trick is to figure out the things you're interested in and then join groups and organizations or do activities that other people will do that they probably are like you.
Okay.
Because I'm willing to bet that you are all wrapped up in going to school and going to work. And that's why all the men you're meeting are at Nordstrom. It's because you don't go anywhere or do anything. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, do you have any activities? Do you have any personal life beyond work and school?
I'm a good Christian girl, so a lot of my activities are revolved around church activities.
Well, then, you know what? If you want to meet guys who are not going to put the make... Oh, you said you're sexually frustrated and a Christian? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I'm being honest.
Really? Many people who say they're Christian pretend that they don't like sex, and then they don't admit they're looking to have sex.
No, I'm being honest. No, a lot. Those people are lying because...
I know they're lying, but they do say that. All right, but then maybe you need to do some church-related activities, which, of course, there's a million of those.
Oh, yeah, but then you know what? I mean, that's been something that's been going on for me for a long time, and that's the reason why I have so many problems is because... nobody in my social circle or whatever, nobody asks me out. So that's the thing.
All right. All right. So, but also I think religion is so broad, I don't think it's like a specific interest. Okay. If you start doing things you're interested in in an organized fashion, you start meeting people like you.
Okay.
And then you don't waste your time. You know how you start going on dates with people and they open their mouth 30 seconds and you just know it's not going to happen. You know the person is nothing like you and you have nothing in common with them at all. Well, that happens when you continue to depend on happenstance to meet people. Whereas, whatever it is you're interested in, if you start doing it, you will start to find other people. I have met some of the most interesting people, and not all of them are women I wanted to date. I met male and female people who are just interesting to talk to by going to wine events. I'm a hockey fan. I travel on the road watching hockey and go with a group of people. I do things and meet people who like the things I like.
Okay.
Did you ever think about that?
Yeah, I have.
But
I'm sorry?
But?
But I guess, well, my efforts weren't actually...
What? Well, what did you try doing?
Just being a good church girl.
Dear, that is not the way to meet a sex partner.
Oh,
Even if people want to have sex at church, a lot of them are afraid that you're going to tell somebody else. I mean, you have to look at other interests you have in your life, and your religion is only one part of who you are. You have the rock climbing part of your life. You have the Nordstrom part of your life. You probably have other hobbies or other interests.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of interesting that you are talking about your interests. And I know I've been listening to you for quite some time, and I know that you have a yen for younger, more attractive women to date.
Yeah.
But how would you find those younger women at wine tasting parties and the ones...
You'd be surprised how many of them go. You know why? There's women who want to meet successful guys, and they've been told to go to wine dinners.
Oh, okay.
But that's just an example.
Okay.
All right. So, anyway, I hope that works for you. Thank you. I don't know. Sometimes you give people suggestions. They don't want to listen. They don't want to. I don't know. All right. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Leykis 101. I am your professor. What is your question?
Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
I don't think women understand how important fellatio is to most men. I don't think they get it.
The Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show, Leykis 101. I am your professor. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Alexis on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Do you care, Alexis?
Excuse me?
Do you care?
Do I care about what?
About how I am.
Do I care about how you are?
You really... No, of course you don't. Come on, don't. You know what? You're just saying it to kill time. You don't care.
No, really.
If
Listen.
somebody else was doing the show tomorrow, you'd call in, you'd talk to him. Hey, Bill, love your show.
No, it's not like that.
Of course you would.
No. Listen, I got a serious matter. Like, I've been so upset all day.
All right,
I got to talk to you. I have this wonderful, amazing boyfriend, okay?
Okay.
Everything is perfect. We've been having a wonderful relationship.
Yeah.
And we've waited so long to go out, right? All of a sudden, you start talking about prenuptial agreements, and I kind of missed...
Well, I didn't do it all of a sudden. I've been talking about them for years.
Okay, well, I just tuned into you. I just started listening. And I want to know, what is your take on it exactly?
My take on it is that everybody who gets married should have one. Everybody.
Why?
Because divorce court is full of surprises.
Okay, but divorce court, why would anyone get married on grounds of divorce? Isn't marriage supposed to be something that
it's supposed to be, but 1 out of every 2 marriages ends in divorce.
I know, but doesn't it go for certain cases? Like if you have an amazing, wonderful relationship and everything's perfect?
No, because you know what, dear? You are very young. You're 21 years old.
Right. I'll be 22 soon.
I'm
very mature.
Yeah, well, that's what everybody says when they're 21. Then later on, when their boyfriend has only been with 3 chicks in the past, and he starts realizing what he missed out on by hooking up with you so early, you never know what happens down the line, dear. You haven't seen the future yet.
I understand, and I'm not saying that everything's written out and planned for you, but I would never go to it with grounds.
No one must. But, dear, I'm going to ask you the question I always ask. It's the litmus test. Do you drive a car?
Yes, I do.
Do you have car insurance?
Yes, I do.
Do you get car insurance on the guys that you're going to have an accident? Are you planning on having an accident?
You would never plan to have an accident. It's always the other person.
But they do happen, right?
They do happen.
I mean, what do you need insurance for? When you sit behind the wheel of your car, you're not planning on hitting anybody, are you?
Not at all.
Right, but you have insurance. Why don't you cancel your insurance?
Why wouldn't I? You want to know what? If it came to, like, if my husband divorced me, like, say that something happened and my husband wanted to divorce me, I would feel like my life was over anyway, and I would want to take his money. I wouldn't want to look at him or want anything to do with him anyway.
Yeah, well, what if he wanted to divorce you because he was banging your best friend?
Want to know what? Then I wouldn't ever want to have anything to do with him anyway.
You wouldn't want any money?
I wouldn't want anything from him.
All right, do you have any money?
Do I have money? Of course I have money.
I mean money. I mean, like, does your family have money? Would you inherit money?
Yes.
Right. What would happen if you inherited money?
Okay.
And then you found your boyfriend, husband, whatever, with your best friend or with his secretary? You telling me you'd like to hand over half of that money?
You want to know what? If that's what it would do to get rid of him after that, then yeah.
But the thing is, if you had a prenup, you wouldn't have to give it to it.
Okay, my point is that I understand where people who get that come from. I understand completely. But I feel that it's an attack on me personally because I am not the type of person. I'm a very passionate person. I put my heart and soul into everything.
Everybody thinks that about themselves. Dear,
I don't care.
Everybody thinks they have a perfect relationship. Everybody who wants to get married thinks it's going to last forever. You know how many times I've been married?
I don't care.
Do you know how many times I thought it was going to last forever? Every single time.
Okay, well, I'm sorry that it didn't. I mean,
but dear, you know what? I was as sure as you are.
Okay, but that's all I need is sure. Like, I go...
Just because you say you're sure about it at 21, you don't know anything at 21.
I'm not expecting to get a ring on my finger today or tomorrow.
But you don't know. What I'm trying to tell you, dear, what you think is perfect, you don't know anything yet.
Nothing is perfect, and no one's asking for anything.
Well, you told me it is perfect. That now you're already backpedaling. It was perfect when you called in. Now it's not perfect.
As perfect as it can get for now. I mean, nothing is...
As perfect as it can get for now doesn't sound like a lifetime guarantee to me.
Well, you know what? I really think that it's something substantial, and I really do.
Well, I know you think that, but that's based on the fact that you're 21 and have very little experience. How many men have you been with?
How many men have I been with?
How many?
Very personal.
Dear, you're anonymous, so you can feel free to tell me.
Well, I've had 4 boyfriends before.
How many of them have you had sex with?
How many of them have I had sex with?
Yeah, all of them?
Yes.
Okay, 4 men. That's your total. That's not a lot of... Dear, that's not a lot of experience.
Well, what are you saying? Everybody, excuse my language. I don't know.
Look at that. Now
it's not about that.
She's been down to the docks. I know she's got some kind of experience. What's that?
It's about the love in my heart that I would want to share up and be in a partnership.
Oh, yes, I know. That all sounds wonderful, dear.
I want to share my world with someone.
I
want to share my world.
Well, great. Well, that's good. When the judge is taking half of everything you have and handing it to the guy who's having sex with your best friend, we'll see how much you want to share the love. Yeah, you'll be sharing the love, all right.
Anything.
Yeah, you'll be sharing the love.
Well, that's fine. I don't...
you don't care. What are you? It's only money. Who cares?
It is only money. What the hell is money?
Why do you object to the idea of protecting yourself in case of divorce? Why do you object to that idea?
Why do I object to what?
Especially since the odds are 50-50 that you'll get a divorce. Why do you object to the idea of preparing for that possibility?
Because you don't go into a marriage signing a divorce situation. Those prenuptial agreements are on grounds of divorce and on grounds of having a spouse die. Okay? That's a total...
No, prenuptial agreement has nothing to do with spouses dying, dear, so you don't know very much about this subject.
I'm researching it.
Dear, it has nothing to do with a spouse dying. That's a will.
Okay, well, it has to do with grounds of divorce, correct?
It has... Here's what it does. It is insurance. If you, for whatever reason, get divorced, you will know exactly what you're going into, and the judge is not going to decide who gets the knives and who gets the forks.
Mm-hmm.
It's all decided. You take the agreement and you put it in a safe deposit box, and hopefully you'll never look at it again. It's insurance, like your car insurance. You're not planning on having a car accident, and you're not planning on getting divorced. But you do have car insurance. Why wouldn't you have divorce insurance?
Because you don't buy a car with your heart. You go into marriage with your heart and with your love.
Well, you know what? Marriage, dear, I know you hate to hear this. Marriage is a business.
It is not a business.
It is a business. Do you know that the way...
Marriage is a partnership.
Partnership. Now, partnership is a business. And I got to tell you something. When you sign up for marriage, you are forming a corporation in the state where you live. And that marriage certificate is stamped by the Secretary of State, whose raised seal is seen on every incorporation of every business in the state. It is treated like a business. You are forming a corporation with another person in which each person owns 50%. It's a corporation, and that's all it is.
Tom Leykis.
Come on.
1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
It's John on a cell phone. Hello.
Hello, John.
No, you're John. Wait. I know you're messed up. You're John. I'm Tom.
I'm sorry. Whew, my mind's crazy.
I know.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Leykis 101, the ongoing on-air adult education course. It teaches men how to get more tails for less money, and more importantly, we teach women how men think. You can call and talk to your professor here toll-free at 1-800-5800-TOM. It's 1-800-5800-866. Or email us. Our email address is my name. It's Tom at blowmeuptom.com.
The Tom Leykis Show.